In many communities, especially in northern India, women are not allowed to touch the wheel. So they are not allowed to touch the wheel. There is a particular taboo around it. Because I am coming from a city going to a village, and they know that it's my study purpose. If I were there in the village since beginning, I would not be allowed to touch it. My name is Sangeeta, and I am a scholar, I am a potter, and a storyteller. So my work is about the documentation of the potter community all across India. The way traditional pottery is made, where there is no color, there is no additional material that we use with clay. It's just raw material, raw clay, and then raw pots that we make. Mother, it fascinated me because the potters are talking about the clay and the touch of the clay, the feel of the clay in their narrative. So I wanted to feel it myself. So the importance is given to the folklore of the potter, and in the folk tales they share about their names, their titles, कहाँ से आपका जन्म हुआ, आपका नाम प्रजापति कैसे पड़ा, the gods from which they have emerged. Alongside, they also shared their real life stories. So on a clay canvas, the stories of the potters only are engraved. So that's how it all comes together. So on those pots, I engrave these folk narratives that I've been collecting so far. So Prajapati is the title that the potters of mostly North India use. The terminology has come from this particular tale in which Raja Baksar, I mean, he was sent to hell actually, and he got this sugar cane as a reward. At that time, people used to say कि 36 communities होती थी, 36 जातियां होती थी. So among those jati, there was one Kumar. So yeah, among these 36 communities, जो बक्सर राजा है वो सबको वो गन्ने बांटता है. आपको ये गन्ना अपने पास रखना है, खाना नहीं है. पर लोग क्या करते हैं, सब खा लेते हैं, सारी जो कम्युनिटीज है. बट जो कुम्हार होता है वो थोड़ा बहुत खाकर उसको अपनी मिट्टी के पास रख देता है. तो जब राजा बक्सर वापस आते हैं तो पूछते हैं कि भाई गन्ना किसके पास है. तो कुम्हार कहता है कि मैंने तो यहाँ रखा था, थोड़ा बहुत ही था, फिर देखा तो वो पूरा उग गया है, मिट्टी है उधर. तो मिट्टी की भी इम्पोर्टेंस वहाँ समझ आती है. राजा बक्सर है वो कुम्हार को टाइटल देते हैं प्रजापति, and the other title that is also given to the potter is Lord of the Universe. So it's like Lord of that small universe among those 36 community. The potter comes out as a Lord among them. But there is a folk tale around it why women are not allowed to touch. So this particular, and maybe that could be one of the reasons that I wanted to learn on the wheel. Also, I belong to a potter family. So in my family, my grandmother never made it. And the first time when I wanted to learn, I went to my dadu only in my village. So when I tried doing it on the wheel, my dadi would come, my chachi, मेरी cousin सब आते हैं और बोलते हैं इसको ऐसे बना, इसको ऐसे बना. And I'm like, आपने कभी बनाया है इसे? आपको कैसे पता कैसे बनाना है? तो बनाना है. तो उन्होंने बोला हमें कभी हाथ नहीं लगाने दिया. I mean, of course they were very happy that at least I was touching the wheel. They were not touching the wheel. So they said कि ऐसे बना. तो मैंने उनसे पूछा कि आपको कैसे पता? तो उन्होंने बोला हमने देखा है और हम पूरा काम तो करते हैं यहाँ, जब भी बनता है तो हम इतने सालों से देख रहे हैं. So we know how it's made, but we are not allowed to touch it. So this Bhopal woman, she is an educated woman. I forgot her name. So she said this line, because they are not allowed to touch. So the woman becomes wheel herself. With dhyan as stick, bhakti as wheel, she turns the wheel 360 times and makes the pot. I see this pot as a character, and this pot could be any shape. For me, the clay canvas is important, and that clay canvas could be any shape. So that pot is not the pot that we see around. It could be anything made out of clay. Area, I mean, I've been listening to all these stories, and it's all the world of stories, and that's why the narrative element of it, and then the personification of despot as a as something, as a human, maybe as a character. It has particular emotions to it. It's just beautiful. I mean, the journey of, first of all, going to the potters, looking at their scenario, how they're living their lives, and then getting those stories, and getting those stories in an academic world, and then taking it back to them by visually maybe creating something. So it's creating a whole for me, and it's really very beautiful when the sharing part comes. I went to the potters, I set up my camera. So of course they were a little, that what is happening, क्या हो रहा है, क्या चल रहा है, क्या पूछेंगे, इंटरव्यू ले रहे हैं, so that इंटरव्यू पार्ट. तो मैंने उनसे एक सवाल पूछा. जब वो आंसर कर रहे हैं तो उनकी फैमिली के छोटे बच्चे और सब आए. तो अगर उन्होंने वो कहानी कभी उनसे भी शेयर नहीं करी थी ना, तो मे बी थ्रू दिस इंटरव्यू these stories came out, and these people were also listening to these stories, and I was happy that the storytelling session, it started from there itself, because they are the main storytellers. तो उसमें एक घड़ा सीख देता है एक फार्मर को जो कि डूबने की कोशिश करता है, वो मरना चाहता है फार्मर. तो घड़ा अपना एग्जाम्पल बताता है कि मुझे तो पीटा जाता है, मुझे जलाया जाता है, मुझे रौंदा जाता है, पैर के नीचे कुचला जाता है, पर मैंने कभी कंप्लेंट करी. So this is a plate I made recently. I tried making the imprints of the leaf, and this is the back side of this particular pot. And this, I mean, I'm again calling it a pot. It's a pot for me. I mean, it's a clay canvas, and I'll call it pot. So it goes like, एक बेचेहरा बदन को नाम देने के लिए चाक सर गर्म में अमल कुजागर खामोश है.